Hi Aries, welcome to your July reading. So first, I just quickly want to say, so sorry about June. Um, I just had a couple personal issues I had to take care of, and I've never missed a reading in a year since I started this channel, so I felt really, really bad. But what I'm going to do is offer free mid-month readings this month for July. So now, Aries, we're moving into a really positive space for July. So what I want to do is I'm going to pull an oracle reading for you guys, and then I'm going to go to the traditional deck. And I'm excited for you guys this month, and I already am getting, I'm getting the vibes that you guys are like, yeah, I just want to be told what to look forward to. I need something to look forward to. Like, I want to know what's going to happen that is going to be cool and exciting. So we're just going to keep it on that path, because I know for all the Aries that I know, all you guys are really ready for really positive things to come into your life, and you don't want to feel any pressure to make a major change right now. But you know what's interesting is that you guys always just kind of, you'll ride the wave, you'll ride the path, and you'll kind of just make sure that you're going to go in the direction that you're meant to go. You just like to go with the flow. Communication is your first oracle card, and I know that's difficult for some people to hear if you're cross-watching, and if you have an Aries in your life and you're like, go with the flow. They don't go with the flow. But you know what? Yes, Aries tend to go with the flow of life. If something happens that is tragic or dramatic or scary or shakes up your life in any way, Aries like to not make a huge deal about it, and they just like to say, okay, let me handle this, leave me alone, I'll ride the wave, and I'll see where it takes me. I know a lot of you that have dealt with Aries are, tend to disagree, but, sometimes that's just how it is. Sometimes Aries are just hard to understand unless you are one, sun, moon, or rising, unless you are one, or unless you're an empath and you can feel their emotions, what they're going through. Might not seem like they're going with the flow, but they are. They're very good at that. And then we have the wasp and the earth fairy. So what's interesting about this is the wasp actually came out, the wasp came out for for the last reading, and I want to say there's something going on between Cancer and Aries. There might be a little bit of miscommunication, there might be a little resentment, there might be a little anger, wanting to retaliate, and it could be either way. It could be Aries wanting an apology from Cancer, or Cancer needing an apology from Aries. But Aries, if you got angry at something, and if you're angry about the way that someone is communicating something to you, this could be a friend or a family member or a lover, but it's interesting because what this energy wants you to do is move into the earth fairy, which is grounding, which is physical health, which is foundations. And what we need to do and realize that, yeah, I bit or irritated that this person is not communicating to me in the way that I want them to, but I need to go back to my roots and really ground myself and really pay attention to what makes me feel good. What makes you guys feel good? And I know that the energy last month was a little bit tough and a little bit pessimistic, But this month we want to move forward and we want to get out of this anger or jealousy or retaliation or resentment, whatever it is. But there's an interesting thing happening with you guys, and I'm going to pull from the Rider deck now, which is what we typically do. So Earth Fairy, grounding, physical health. So really pay attention to that this month of July, Aries. And that could have to do with going into nature, taking care of yourself when it comes to the way you're eating and exercising and things like that. And the way you're communicating with your own body. So if there is nothing going on with a Cancer, there could be something going on with an earth sign. So it could be a Taurus. It could be Capricorn. I'm feeling more like there's something going on with a Taurus or there's something going on with a Cancer. So make sure that you communicate to them that you're feeling this sort of way, this kind of anger or frustration or whatever that may be. Seven of Pentacles. So here's this guy trying to decide, okay, I've done all this work, right? So you guys have done all this work, you've dug up all these pentacles, all this money, and now you're sitting there like, wait, is this even worth it? Like, am I gonna reap the reward of doing all this work? And what this typically means, and when it's coming out as the first card for you guys, is that, or the first tarot card, is that you guys have been focusing so much on your job, your work, what you are putting in to make money. You're wondering, am I putting in too much and not getting enough back? So really take a look at that, because you may feel some sort of retaliation or anger, jealousy towards a boss or someone that is above you in the job type of world, the career world. Really just, you're asking yourself, am I getting out what I'm putting in? So really make sure you're taking care of yourself, and that's why the Earth Fairy is coming out, because you need to pay attention to your physical health and don't overwork yourself and work yourself into the ground, and then you're left with nothing. He's wondering, am I going to be left with nothing? Should I continue? Doesn't mean you should quit. It just means you have to take care of yourself first. And if you're sick or you're not feeling good, and if your job is being weird about not letting you have sick days or time off, then that's not okay. And you need to communicate with them and tell them that this is not okay. My physical health comes first. Mental health and physical health is very important, and we're going to focus on that this month, because what I was dealing with, which I'm not going to get into, but there comes a point where, and I'm not going to get into it just because it's boring, but there comes a point where sometimes you just have to take a break for your own health. Sometimes you just have to deal with personal issues so you can move on from a negative situation to a positive situation. So you have to close the door sometimes. Okay, here we go. Hey, Aries. What's up? We have the Hanged Man, we have the Four of Pentacles, and we have the Three of Pentacles. So many pentacles. And the Hanged Man having to do with patience and, or lack thereof. Enlightenment, patience, but also what have you been waiting for? You have to ask yourself, what have I been waiting for? Something that's taking a really long time. I've been working towards something. So here you guys are working towards something that you feel like, well, maybe I'm not getting what I'm putting into this. Maybe I'm working too hard and not reaping the rewards. And then we move to the Four of Pentacles, which always baffles me that people confuse this card. But what this card actually is hanging on too tight to your physical possessions or the things that you feel like are important that might not really even be important. So things that you feel like are important, but other people will look at that and go, yeah, I don't think that's that important. So it's the ability to you're not letting go of microscopic things that can be healed, that can be easily communicated, that can be let go. So this whole card is about letting go. And yes, physical possessions are how humans live, okay? So physical possessions as in money, that's how we have to live. That's just the way the system is set up. But if you're not paying attention to the other things in your life, like relationships or the way that you treat yourself, and if you're not meditating and you're not taking care of yourself, then you're really just hanging on to something that's really not going to benefit you in the long run. So if you're hanging on to this idea of like, I gotta make money, I gotta make money, I gotta make money, and then you're stuck with, well, okay, look, I made all this money in my gorgeous house and now I have no one to share it with. So sometimes that fire mindset of like passion and go forward and do it and I gotta get it done and I'm gonna be, I'm gonna be telling people what to do and I wanna be in charge and I wanna be this like, what is that saying? Head be in charge. Okay, I wanna be that, but what else is important? Four of Pentacles is really forcing you to look at what is important. And your patience is being tested because you're not allowing yourself to maybe have you time. Like, when is the last time you treated yourself to something? It doesn't have to, I'm not talking about money, clearly. I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about when's the last time you treated yourself to, let's say, a chakra healing session or a meditation session or a hike or walking your dog or doing something that you just really, it doesn't take much money or effort. You just haven't really done it because you've been focusing on work. That's all that, I don't know. There's, you're testing your patience is like such a broad term, like, oh, this is testing my patience. But what it mostly is the communication and the way that you are talking to somebody and they're not understanding you or you're not understanding them. And that could be with the Cancer or that could be with an earth sign. But there's really heavy pentacles in this reading. And you need to maybe take a step back, and that will help you with your patience when you take a step back from your job, from your career, and you really look at like, what is important? Like, yeah, we need to make money as humans, but what else can I do to make myself feel better, to make sure that I'm healthy? Because if you're not healthy and you're not grounding yourself and you're not doing things that you love, then what are you working for? Like, what are you working towards? Why do you have all this extra money? And it looks like you guys are going to be asking yourself this question: is this worth my time and energy? Am I getting out what I'm putting in? And that can do with money, or that can do with your mental health, physical health, whatever it is. What am I getting out of this? Ask yourself that, and that's okay to do. That's where your patience is being tested. And you'll realize that this month. I don't really need to tell you that. You guys are Aries. You guys know. You're in tune. But what I'm going to do is do a mid-month reading for free because I felt bad about June. So July, we will have a free mid-month reading, and that will be linked down below as soon as it's up. And thank you guys for being patient and understanding. Of course, if you want a private reading, my link is down below, JolannaMeredith.com. And follow me on Instagram at Pleiadian Star Goddess Tarot. And there's a post on there where I am doing a free reading, a chance to win a free reading with me. So follow me and look at that post and see the rules, and you could possibly win a free tarot reading. I love you guys, and of course, if you want crystal necklaces, this one's lapis. If you want crystal necklaces, go to my website and just email me through there or DM me on Instagram. I'll see you guys next month or in the mid-month. Bye.